is taking over some manual daunting tasks like spreadsheets or manual data analysis. And in this video, I want to share with you 8 skills that you can develop and no artificial intelligence can steal it from you. These 8 soft skills I'm going to talk about can boost your career and accelerate your progress. The first soft skill you definitely need is adaptability. A new environment means something challenging, something that you need to overcome. It can feel very scary to be in a new environment which you do not know at all. And I have my own experience with this when I left home at the age of 16 and went to the high school in England. And I was there in a new environment. My English was not awesome, but I had to adapt, and this skill is something that develops over time. You're in a new environment with new people, and embrace this new environment with curiosity and open mindset. You will change the way how you think, and this will allow you to grow and get out of your comfort zone. Also, when you go to study at university abroad, it's also a challenge at the beginning, but you are developing this skill of adaptability, which is extremely important to succeed in this global world where we have to move a lot, where we have to communicate with people from all over the world, and when it's really important to be able to adjust to an environment very quickly. Do not confuse adaptation with adaptability, and the difference between these two is that adaptation happens naturally. As you come to an environment, it takes some time and you adapt. Sooner or later you adapt. But adaptability is a skill that you develop by exposing yourself in this new environment and trying to make this process quicker. And this skill of adaptability you just develop by trying new things and getting out of your comfort zone very, very often. Think about something that you really want to get, whether it's a new job or university you want to go to, anything that you would like to achieve, but it's a bit scary and you feel like this is too much for you. Try to imagine someone as a person who has already worked it out. When you act like you're already comfortable in the environment, you will not even realize when the point comes when you already will feel really good. And the only way how you can do this is to switch a button in your head with this approach of feeling okay even when something's uncomfortable. Being comfortable with uncomfortable is difficult, but it's a soft skill that's very valuable and very, very important. So work on it every single time you get the opportunity to practice. The next skill you want to have is high emotional intelligence. You can develop this skill through active listening and looking for opportunities where you can learn from others. It is the opportunity to better understand your own emotions and also emotions of people around you. There are 5 key elements to emotional intelligence. It's self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, motivation, and social skills. Improving your emotional intelligence will allow you to recognize, interpret, and regulate your own emotion and better understand emotions around you. By improving your emotional intelligence, you'll be able to listen more actively, you'll be able to have more meaningful conversations because you'll understand other people, and this is something we need to develop. It's very difficult, and yeah, nowadays with social media and with everyone just in their screens and communicating online, it's quite tough to become good at emotional intelligence, but it's something that you can develop and it's a soft skill that's very valuable. I will keep repeating this a lot because all the skills I mentioned, all 8 in this video, are very, very valuable, and it's up to you to expose yourself again and trying to develop this through tough tasks, through challenges, through something that's quite difficult for you. Emotional intelligence is an extremely important skill to have, and we should all work on improving this one, not just this year, but our whole life. And it's much more difficult to learn soft skills than to learn some hard skills and filling in spreadsheets. An example of emotional intelligence from real life is when you have a conversation with someone and you listen to them, but as you listen to them, you're already planning in your head how are you going to answer to whatever they are talking about. So imagine your friend is telling you about his trip to Mallorca and you start already thinking about your own response, like I've been there, and you don't actively listen because you already plan your own response. And by shifting the way how we approach the conversations, let's say, so really focusing on the person in front of us and trying to engage with the conversation, asking follow-up questions, and then talk about us, so prioritizing the other person in the conversation, can develop your emotional intelligence. So keep working on this. This is an example that just came to my mind, but we can all get better at this, so just keep practicing and it's gonna get better over time. The third soft skill is communication, and this is getting more and more difficult nowadays. with people forgetting or not knowing how to communicate well, especially among young people who prefer texting over calling. I have to admit that I'm also guilty of this texting culture and this is something what I also need to work on, to call, because it's much quicker and it moves things much faster than when you exchange 100 messages and you don't get to the target goal that quickly. Communication prevents misunderstanding, and especially face-to-face or when you hear people during the call. Effective communication is necessary to achieve specific communication goal and to make it more effective and quick. It's not easy, and I know. Clear communication prevents any misunderstandings and miscommunications and makes our lives so much easier. Again, inevitable aspect of effective communication is active listening, because otherwise it turns into a self-talk. To become an excellent communicator, it's great to imagine yourself in the feet of that other person you're talking to. Ask yourself, what's their communication goal? What are they trying to tell you? Why they have their specific stance? What shapes their beliefs? Become a detective of other people's thoughts and try to understand them better. By doing this, you'll also learn how to understand yourself better and you'll enjoy much better conversations. The next soft skill is influence, and you don't have to be a celebrity or an influencer to influence others. You leave a trace on everyone you meet during the day, from your parents, siblings, friends, colleagues, anyone. Make sure that every encounter with other person reflects your values and who you are. For example, for me, I try to leave people who I come across energized and with positive mood and good feelings. Again, it's a skill that we need to develop and it takes time, of course, but if we get better every time and we leave people positive and happy, it means we are doing a good job and that we are very advanced with this skill. So next time you interact with people, maybe try to change slightly the way how you talk to them, the body language, the informal part of communication, and when you change it slightly, you can observe the way how you influence other people and how you change the communication altogether. Critical thinking is essential nowadays in times of hoaxes and disinformation, when it's necessary to distinguish sources of information, facts from nonsense, and relevant from irrelevant. You can apply critical thinking in many areas of your life. Deciding how you spend your time is a form of critical thinking. Continuous evaluation of how you spend your day and what you prioritize allows you to see what activities do you spend the most time on, and if it's not in a balance you would like it to be, you can change it. And this evaluation allows you to use your critical thinking to do the most important, the most urgent tasks first, and then the rest, which is not that important. You use critical thinking all the time when you're recognizing what's really nonsense and what makes sense. This is how we use critical thinking in daily life, and because we are bombarded with so much BS that, yeah, we need to develop these skills very well. Distinguishing between what's important and what's urgent and what's something that's true from something that's probably made up and it's a nonsense. We developed critical thinking by actively recognizing these, and yeah, you will completely avoid it. The next skill is my favorite one, and it's also one of the main messages of this YouTube channel, and it is continuous learning. I try to convey this message to never stop learning, because regardless of what choices you make in your career, whether you decide to get a job or become self-employed, continuous learning is something that becomes the most valuable asset you have. It's crucial that you keep learning and constantly searching for new information, because with the current speed of information transfers and with everything out there, if you want to stay on the top, you need to keep continuously searching and delving deep into whatever interests you, but also outside of the field of expertise. Because the speed of new information, discoveries and knowledge is so immense that if you want to stay on the top of the market, you have to keep learning. As much as it is great to do things on your own, it's important that you learn to work with others, and teamwork is another skill to develop. I love my university because that's something that we do on a daily basis. We work in groups on group assignments. Projects, presentations and assignments with others get you out of your comfort zone, because you need to suddenly cooperate with someone you don't know or someone you don't get along with very well. You need to find your strengths and work on it together to create something of your own, and that's amazing. Like when you come to the end of your project and you look at the teamwork you did, everyone put some part, yeah, you made something that's awesome. The feeling that you made something with others and everyone contributed is amazing. You don't fall from the heaven as an amazing team player. You need to learn how to trust, be able to be chilled when working with others. When I work with others, I'm so stressed for other people, to make sure that they deliver the work on time. And then I'm making the work twice as hard for myself. But yeah, it's something I learned over the year. I just finished my first year, and I think that when I compare my first group project and my last one, it was a journey. It's nice to see how you start to trust people more and how the collaboration becomes a joy rather than something you have to do, a duty, a task, something you do for the grade, but rather it's something that you want to enjoy with other people around you. We have limited time and limited energy, which is what I was talking about in this video, and we have unlimited demands. That's why we need to develop the skill of time management, and this is the best skill you can develop. Prioritization is crucial for your success in both work, school, and also your personal life, because you just have 24 hours and you can't expand this time. It's as it is. It's 24 hours and you can do whatever you want in this period of time, but you can't make more time. You want to allocate these 24 hours not just for work or studying, but also for other areas of your life that you value and that you want to spend time on. You want to spend time on things that you enjoy, the things that contribute to your happiness and that you share with others, not just something that you do for more money or for more time in the future. No, you live just once and you live today. So you need to allocate the time in a way that all areas of life are somehow balanced, but not 100% in one area and then 0 in others. Don't forget this last skill. It's my favorite one. I love it and I keep working on developing this one as all the others. Fingers crossed for everyone who decides to go and develop these skills in everyday situations. There is no better way to learn how to develop these skills than by just doing them and trying and failing and trying again. But that's the process, so find the joy in the process, and I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time. Bye.